It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some focus. It's gonna take some dedication. But everything that you do has to align with that one goal. Why? Why does it have to align with that one goal? Because we have to talk strategy. How much time we got left?
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the AJ McMullen. We're back in the lab once again at 5:03 a.m. on this lovely Saturday. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
Well, talking about speaking of moving in the right direction, man. Alyssa messed around and took my affirmations off the wall and threw them over here in the studio, and I'm just like, yo, what? Like, I walk past the joint, I'm like looking for my stuff, and I'm like, where the hell my affirmations go? She threw them over here in the corner. I don't know how I feel about it, man.
It's supposed to be seen. It's supposed to be up front.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Affirmation piece. After that. Thought about getting that on like a plaque or something,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I ain't gonna have a whole bunch of space to take that big joint with me. Like I said, it's 64 on there. And just in case people think I'm joking about that, hold on one second.
Oh.
Since we need something to kill time, I just wanted everybody to know. Hold up, wait, I can't.
It's a glare.
There we
go.
There we go. It's like the joint, long boy. Like, pause if you need to. I know my wife said these affirmations are way too strong for the average everyday person. You might have to modify them a little bit. I might be the greatest. I might be royalty, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. You might want to edit and rearrange it based on your preference, but they're there. They were negative thoughts that I thought about myself, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and amplify my life a little bit. And my wife took those from off the front door. And now I don't know how I feel about myself. I think I'm gonna just walk around with them.
Just carry that big thing all around all day. I know I said plaque, but after seeing how long that was, might need to settle for like a scroll.
Might be a couple.
Something.
Might be a couple plaques.
Yeah. Break it up a couple plaques. Get you a scroll going on, a little roll up piece. You can, get you some durable material.
It's not efficient.
Not efficient.
It's not efficient. I'd like get an app or something, or create some kind of situation that just kind of repeat those joints off every day, or like an alarm or something. Like record them joints on a track or something, like some motivational music, and just like put them joints on, set it to an alarm.
That's gonna be a long alarm. That's at least 5 minutes right there. You're sitting there. Okay. All right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2.5. again, that is awesome because you know how many people out here, and we said this before, have 65 good things to say about themselves, or have 65 things to say about themselves early in the morning, early in the evening, afternoon, all the way to midnight. Like who's out here like pushing themselves to just be great, to feel great. Like everybody's just, all right, I woke up. All right, let me go to work. Gotta go to work with all the I work with all these people that are crabs in the bucket just like me. You just there's there's no individuality. It's just we all just another cog in the machine. We don't think there's anything special about ourselves, and we go our entire lives believing it.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting, man, how people treat affirmations. Once we all talk. We all have thousands of thoughts every single day, you know. But it's interesting that when it comes time to say something about ourselves, that's when things get a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't tend to like to talk about themselves. Like it's almost taboo to them. Like even the most positive people that I know, like I try to get them to say something good about themselves. Like I hear them talking mad shit. Like they talk about themselves like they talk about their worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay, now say something good about yourself. And it like, nah. What?
Be
It's
stuttering,
like, what's the
fumble over
problem?
words.
Like, what's the problem? You say something good about yourself. What do you like about yourself? I don't know. Okay. Say these affirmations. No, that feels weird. Say them out loud. That feels weirder. Say it like you mean it. I don't though. Like it's
Yeah,
it's a lot there to unpack, but I ain't going there.
but it is strange because you know, let it be a celebrity, let it be somebody they admire, uh somebody they wish to model their life out after, or whatever. It's this long laundry list of singing their
Praises.
praises. They know all their accolades, they know all their accomplishments and all this other stuff, but like, what you got going on for yourself? Like, what can you do? And they can't answer that. Say it. Like, how you make it this far in life, and like you just out here floating in the breeze, no direction, no destination to why you putting in all this work. You just nothing. J. Cole said it best. Good thing is you came a long way. Bad thing is you ain't go nowhere. You in this case you went the wrong way because you ain't go nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Who said that?
J. Cole and a verse.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I appreciate you bringing us up to the podcast and actually know the source.
Fair, fair, fair.
Um, man, this conversation. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I've been a victim of this as like recently, like as of the last year. I've been a victim of this situation that we're discussing right now. You know, I stopped writing my goals down. I had all these affirmations. I was saying all my affirmations, but I lost sight of what was important to me as far as like my goals and my aspirations. I lost sight of all that. Like I at one point I did what Grant Cardone told me to do, and I was writing down my goals in my book every night. And like I had it next to my bed in the nightstand, and I was using that every single night. I was writing in it before I went to sleep. And, I was reading it every morning. And I had that, for a while. And then, some things started to change a little bit more drastically once you get into the type of relationship that I'm in with my wife. Like things start to move a little bit different. Different opinions and different perspectives get thrown at you, and things start to change a little bit. So you just get into this mode where you're just like, okay, well, I need to focus on making this person happy, or doing what I need to do to survive, or whatever the case is, or stay stable, or whatever. Like, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I kind of made some decisions that for decisions for my household, that were against some of the things that I said I wanted to do, and it caused us to get pushed back even further as it pertains to our goals, because I wasn't looking at where I was trying to go.
So, all right. In that case, was it just a thing of, something you didn't know at the time, or more of like you could have figured out how to move through it, but because of whatever reason, maybe just made a hasty decision or something? Like, what was the thought process and all that? Like,
The thought process was, I as we were presented with some of these options and some of the things that we were doing, we thought it was a good idea. One of the things being the solar panels. We initially thought that the solar panels were going to add a little bit of value, and it actually count when we were about to make the move or make the decision. And we recently came to discover that they're not going to add the type of value that we thought it was going to add. And that is, specifically because we got the open loan on the joint. So it's going to it made a little bit of difference to the profitability that of the excuse me. It made a little bit of difference to the profitability of the house. So once we started talking about that, I started thinking about the fact that I made the decision in the first place. Had I been on or focused on the goals that I was supposed to be focused on, then I wouldn't have even made that decision in the first place. We were still in the process of, Amara was just born. I think she was literally, yeah, man, she was probably like a month old when we had that conversation and put those solar panels on the roof, got the roof redone. We kind of added some value in that, but insulated the roof, and got the roof replaced or whatever, and that helped out a lot. But at the same time, we put ourselves behind because of that decision. So, and then on top of that, bro, we just kind of sat there, like, in the decision, like, we already made it, it's already done, said, done with. And we just kind of sat there, and then I was just like, you know what, we got to remember what Josh told us, make the decision and make it right. So, like, it's already been done. And we kind of used that phrase when we made the decision. But at some point, like, even if it don't pay out right now, it's already done. So what do you want to do? We need to move on and figure it out. So we got to this point where we realized, like, because Alyssa asked, like, why did we do that in the first place if we, like, if it didn't align with what we wanted to do? And I was just like, because I wasn't paying attention to what we were supposed to be doing. I was paying attention to your concerns about our ability to survive.
Okay. So, because people getting that mindset a lot. Like there's two things to take away from that. One, a a lot of people are on that piece of I'm just trying to survive, and they make mistakes like that. Hasty decisions, or uh they do this instead of that because a loved one is or just they're just doing it for a loved one because in a man's position, some men, they're here to provide, protect, and all this other stuff, and sometimes that's their main focus, or that's our main focus, and like sometimes I ain't gonna say it don't align because the goal is to uplift, protect, provide for your significant other. However, sometimes there's sacrifices that need to be made, uh, so we can get past something to get to a another step further to the big goal. Um, and then also, uh, what else was I about to say? That slipped my mind. But um, it happens. Like even though you make those decisions like that, there's always two sides to it. You could let it hinder you, or do the research, figure out what you need to actually make it a win, because somebody's going to use it down the line, or maybe you can after the loan is paid off. I don't know if that is that the only thing that's holding you
No,
back from something else. All
no.
right.
That's not the only thing that's holding us back. However, that is the one thing that allowed us to slow down long enough to realize what we were going to sacrifice in the
Okay.
process of getting up out of here. So, we were making on the fly decisions based on the fact that we needed to get out. But instead of so essentially, what we did was we reworked our plan, our schedule, our timeline, and everything to accommodate the fact that we are here for growth.
Okay.
We're not here for we're not here for death. I guess you could say we're not here for losing stuff. So you know um making a hasty decision to move forward in the way that we were trying to move forward, we would have lost as much as we gained. So it caused us to be able to have that conversation after we revisited the direction that we wanted to move in our lives. It caused us to revisit that particular conversation, and now we are essentially back on track now. So um it was always a matter of just staying afloat, but now it's just a matter of where what do we need to focus on to move forward.
Okay. Uh, mm, I'm glad you guys can come to that conclusion and actually plot out a course, because like we said before, a lot of people out here just being that paper, just being blown around in the wind. There's no true destination for people out here. There's no path that they're set on. They're just stuck on, all right, I just need a paycheck to pay these bills, and that's it. Uh, there's a lot of people out here that literally have already given up, um, and are just like we said, stuck on survival. Me and my friend was talking the other day, and he was talking about how when he comes to like talk to his family or something, he has all these great ideas, goals, dreams, and all this other stuff, and he's telling them, and they're like, oh well, it must be nice to have those dreams, or just dreams about travel, not dreams about traveling, like plans to travel. Oh man, I wish I could do that. Like you're in your 40s, just like
If
buy a
I win the
passport.
lottery, I would definitely.
Right. I'm like that mindset alone just baffles me because like I said, these people aren't, they're not in their 80s, they don't have disability, they're your average, somewhat healthy 40-year-old. I'm like,
Yeah, but you just said something just now that I want to elaborate on because you just said it. And it's the reason why. So don't be baffled. Don't be baffled. But you said they're average.
all right, all right, yeah, okay.
You just said it. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that you said it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it
Fair,
is.
fair.
Not somebody got to be here doing whatever their job is. So it is what it is.
That's fair. Uh, but we're trying to get y'all to understand because one thing, right? If you're listening to this podcast, you're on the right path. And we just want to talk to y'all today about that path, the journey, the destination is all coherently important. Uh, they all hold weight, and like you need to know each step to get to the destination, so you're not out here making simple mistakes and setting yourself back. Uh, it's literally just, you know, figuring out how these things work, uh, uh, uh how life works, because you have to navigate through multiple things at one time trying to get to your destination, and it's going to be a long journey, it's going to be a learning process, but in the end it's going to benefit you. It might not seem to be okay in the beginning, it might seem not to be, it's going to look like it's going to fail at the beginning, but if you keep working at it, if you keep going at it, if you just keep moving forward, it's going to work out. Even though Mac had these setbacks, they still came back, recalculated, and now they're ready to go back at the big goal.
But see, it's only a setback if
If you let it
if
be.
you're thinking about where, like, how do I put this? It's only a setback if you look at it in terms of this goal didn't get completed, but this goal is still on track.
Okay.
So remember, our original plan was to keep this house and let this house benefit us for the future. This was supposed to be our the joint that we move out of and we get it rented out and then have somebody coming in and doing whatever, and we capitalize off of it like that. Like that was the original goal. Like that was always the plan from the beginning. So if we continue looking at it like, okay, we're still building our dynasty from scratch, then this is still the formula. So I never never lost sight of what we were supposed to do. Maybe I should have clarified that, but at the same time, I said it on another episode. You can't chase two rabbits.
Mm.
So we had two different goals conflicting and going across each other like that. So they one looking in this direction, one looking at that direction. So you got there you can't chase both of them at the same time. Like I can focus on traveling the world, do my book thing all day long. Like I can that you know whatever. But I can't at the same time stay here and build a real estate empire while doing that. Like you can't be in multiple places. You know, of course, you can have like property management and all that other stuff like that. But you know, at that point, you would have to have multiple properties for property management to even make it make sense to them. But you know, with this situation, you know, we were looking at two different goals, and you know, because we didn't have any direction on either one of them jokers, you know, they kind of cross paths and overlap one another.
Well, first of all, your situation is it's not average. So, people out there that are shooting for a big goal, and y'all come to a crossroad like that, like, oh, you know, uh, what path do I go down? Basically, is you're at a fork in the road, and you know, how do you discern? Well, yeah, how do you discern which path is right? Because, like you said, y'all went down one of the paths, and now you're back on track. Did you have to have a situation where you know you had to turn around, come back to that fork, and go down the other path, or you're still just continuing on to the main
We
goal?
made another fork.
Made another fork.
We just made another one because it's like, okay, well, if we go back, then we lose progress, and I'm not for losing progress.
So, I mean, that's it. I mean,
I,
you know, if you're listening and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, you know, I have those two goals. I have this thing that I'm going for.
well, first of all, you shouldn't have two.
Shouldn't have to. You should always just
Like, let's
stay
start
true to
there.
one.
Like, you know, you got to stay true to one, man. Like that, like it's for whatever reason, you know, us blue collar people, we always want to do this and that, and a little bit of
Yeah.
that, and a little bit of that. Like, it's like, bro, like pick something. Like, pick something, sit the fuck down and do that. Like, we always want to do everything under the sun just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. You know, listen to that. Like and Mark, you probably did it too, bro. I know I did it.
Oh.
You know, I started off writing. I started off doing comic books. I started off drawing back when, you know, when I was in elementary school, middle school. Like I always been doing comic books, bro. Like I promise you, I used to do like Dragon Ball fanfic. Like I'm gonna keep telling y'all that because that's real life. Like I got that book floating, one of the last remaining remnants of my Dragon Ball fanfic somewhere floating around this house. I got it somewhere. I promise you. I started off doing that, y'all, and then I went on and started doing music. You know, just in case. You know, because you know I wasn't a whole lot. You know, it won't a whole bunch to look at while I was drawing. Like I won't that good at it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna write music just in case. And you know, just in case this music thing don't work out, I'm going to go get me a job. Just in case this job thing don't work, I'm gonna go find me another job because this job ain't paying the right amount of money. Just in case that don't work, you know, I'm going to, you know, keep my options open and keep looking on Indeed because, you know, this job, the boss suck. And, you know, all of us find ourselves, you know, in just blue collar people, man. It's just us. And the reason why it's just us because, you know, the most prestigious, affluential people in the world, they know that they got to focus on one thing.
Yeah. That. Mm. Mm.
So just imagine this, right?
Mm.
Just imagine this, and you know, I don't care how oh man, I'm gonna get biblical for a second. I don't care how like what your religion is. You know, I think everybody at this point know about the three wise men. Or you know, even if you don't know about the three wise men, there's probably a story in your religion that kind of replicates it. You know, because every religion is the same religion, just told by a different language. but that's beyond me, and that's a whole conspiracy theory 10 hats conversation for another day. But if you're familiar with the story of the three wise men, you know, uh, Jesus was born, and they said that when Jesus was born in Jerusalem or Bethlehem, I don't know where he was born at. Honestly, like I said, I stay away from the religious part of this. I don't want y'all to hear the religion. I ain't talking about the Bible right now. I'm talking about the principle. Just imagine this. They said Jesus was born and a star was formed in the sky. They said it was the North Star was born. It was the brightest star in the sky. Just imagine, right? They said that those three kings, when they got to Jesus himself, they gave him gifts. They gave him and his mother's gifts to represent something. And this was a pivotal part of history, right? So, this is what the Bible says, right? So you just imagine Jesus born, and instead of them looking at that star to guide them to Jesus, because they said that star was directly above him. They followed that one star, millions of stars in the sky. They followed that one star, and it was able to take them to Jesus Christ. So just imagine, Jesus born, and they start following the North Star. They come to a fork in the road. So they start following another star. They come to a sand dune too big. They start following another star. They come to a sand dune, another sand dune, and they start following another star. Oh, yeah, there's a North Star. Let's follow that again. Okay, well, now it's too late. You already too far, of course. Just imagine that. And they say that, Jesus saved us from all of our sins, or he died on the cross to save us from all of our sins. Just imagine if the three kings didn't get there and their gifts didn't impact them enough for him to even travel the same route. You know what? That's too deep. We ain't going there, because the world would be a little bit different if that's what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if he didn't follow the star, if the three kings didn't follow the star, then what?
They didn't have that one mission. If they would have went off course just a little bit, disastrous.
The one star, bro. The one star.
One star.
They were focused on one, not the other 6 million stars in the sky. They were focused on one. So just imagine that being your life.
Thanks.
Just imagine that being your life, man. Like, so many people are following all these different stars, and I use stars, right? Because you got stars in your eyes when you see this stuff. It looks sparkly, it's new, it's fresh. You're bored doing what you're doing, so you just start doing something else. Like, you're not making the kind of success that that you want to be making, so you just follow something else. Like, you ain't got no direction, man. You just moving blindly into the atmosphere.
And that's a lot of people's, like you said, that's a lot of people's lives. Is no structure, no foundation, no. It's wild, because it's like you got a mixture of FOMO. You got a mixture of, I gotta do this in order to live this life that I want to live, and we believe we have to do all that. We have to go through all that just to make it. But like, there's proof into making one product, just one product, having one service, mastering that product or service, putting it out there, being the top dog in that service or product, and having like multitudes of success.
Well, the problem is
one.
The problem is that, and I think what we need to highlight here is that people, they have that thing, they find that thing and they tend to move on to other things because something gets hard in it, or it doesn't go the way they thought it was going to go. One of the biggest problems that I see with blue collar people is that, just like you're human, right? You come up with a whole bunch of fresh ideas, good ideas to do certain things. We know people who came up with a whole bunch of good ideas, have a lot of amazing skills, a lot of talent. We know one person who is good at, I mean, phenomenal with the pen. He knows how to draw, and his stuff is great. It is like it's fucking phenomenal. Like I mean, I don't read comic books like that, but he got his joints out, and I can't say one way or another if my man is doing another one. I don't know. I haven't been following him that closely as of late because just his drive just kind of turned me off. Like he just like stuff started getting hard, and then he running back to corporate America. He got all the faith in his skills, but he ain't got no faith in himself, and it's weird, bro. Like so. We get to this point as blue collar individuals that we once things start to get rough and we don't get paid in 2 weeks of when we start, like we don't get a bi-weekly paycheck from that joker, man. We done with it. We don't want nothing to do with it. So we eventually, this ain't working. I gotta go find something else. ET told a story one time, man, or CJ told a story. He said that they had a DJ working with them when they were doing the Advantage program up in Michigan, back when they used to work for Michigan State. And this dude came in. He said, I I like what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing to the community, the value that y'all adding. Let me be a part of that. He's like, I could DJ for you. And CJ was like, all right, so we work for the school, so we not gonna have the funds like immediately available for you. It's gonna be a minute, but they signed contracts and all that other stuff like that. My man came in, he did one joint, one hookup, and a week later he was asking for the money. CJ explained to him again. He said, "Look, man, I told you we had this rundown of how the school pay us. It's not immediate. Like, it's a payroll budgeting type of situation. They allocate the funds to us. We'll pay you as soon as those funds come." So the following week, they did the joint again. My man, disgruntled league up in that joint, just he just doing it, just doing his thing or whatever. And same deal. School still waiting to give the funds. Like we took record that this event happened. They're going to reimburse us for it. He explained it to the dude again. CJ had a $5,000 check waiting for that man the next week, and that man called him and told him that he ain't coming back and doing no more free work for them. He done.
Right.
To this day, that man's still working the clock. Can I get that, man?
Hey man, that's
imagine the biggest, the number one motivational speaker in the world. You working with him hand in hand,
and you that is that's a whole different. I mean, no, we that could tie into the topic.
I got more examples.
His goal was just the money, and a lot of times, like that can't be your driving factor, because it's nice to have it, but when that's all you see, you gonna take shortcuts. Because all you want is the money, so you gonna get it as quickly as you can humanly possibly get it. Like I said, that leads to shortcuts. That leads to you not putting your all into it. Your mission has to be way greater than money. It has to impact. It has to empire. Can't speak this morning. Inspire. Because that's the type of stuff that ET in the group was on. That's why they make as much as they do now. At first, they were in the trenches, like Max said. They were doing these events,
They still do
not
those
with the
events.
still do those events, not with the mindset of we need to do these events to get money. No, we want to bring the kids up and give them the foundation that they need to be out here to follow one path. They ain't gotta have
Mm-hmm.
2 jobs. They ain't gotta be out here struggling, living paycheck to paycheck with 2
Mm-hmm.
jobs. Paycheck to paycheck with 2 jobs. How many people got somebody in mind right now of that? How many people is doing that right now? And these people, they out
Or
here just
working enough
like
overtime to qualify for 2.
facts. It's, bro, like you gotta have that drive and focus on that one thing that you are phenomenal at, and just do it. Cause even with that, like your so-called mistakes, failures, or whatever, turns into wins when you get back on track and you follow that one goal. Cause it's gonna add to your story. It's gonna add to your your experiences, and that's all life is. Doing what you love and experiencing uh the experiences you have on the path to your goal, to your main one goal, not multiple. Just focusing on one.
Bro, did you know that? Yeah, man, we all know who Toby Nwigwe is, but did you know that CJ used to pay Toby $1,200 a month with the sole purpose of him doing music, and Toby lived off of $1,200 a month until
I
he
didn't know that
blew
part,
up.
but I knew he worked with them. I didn't know that part though.
He paid that man $1,200 a month for like 5 years
Come on,
just to do music. He told that man, don't do nothing but music. So he told him, hey
eat,
man, but
sleep,
but
breathe, music.
but Fat told me I got to get a job. CJ said, don't do nothing but music. You do anything else, you off. You get cut off.
Facts.
And look at what Toby at now, bro.
Taking trips, doing performances out here, just
Award winning.
facts.
On
In
was
movies.
on the Transformers movie now acting. Bro, he cut loose in the Transformers movie, bro.
That's what's
You
up.
free? Oh, yeah. But
That's what's up.
I like I said, I got plenty of examples, bro. Like people just did what they were supposed to do. They focus on one thing, and they did that one thing. They didn't do nothing else.
And
They
that
did that
one
one
thing,
thing.
opens doors for you. Like it that one thing that you do connects you to others, connects you to other opportunities. Uh, it's like once you take that path down to the main goal, you accomplish the main goal, whatever that main goal is, right? 9 times out of 10, after that main goal, you can break off into so many different things, so many different avenues. You can literally just be free. That the main goal is your freedom ticket, is your ticket to freedom. Because once you master that, once people see that you have mastered that and need you and want your product, want your service, whatever, you have the golden goose, the golden egg, the golden whatever, and you just use that and just like break off into anything you want to do. Let that be the source of your funds to start your music career. If you want to do music on the side or whatever side career you want to do, let your main goal fund that. Let your main goal be the bridge to those things. That's the main goal. The main goal is making the bridge to all the other avenues, to all the other islands, cities, whatever you want to go down. Just let your main focus on the main goal until you can focus on everything else.
Well, let's remember what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about having a direction, and and I I just don't see any direction in quitting on something just because it get hard. Like
Big
if you
facts.
quit on something, that means you never had a direction in the first place. You didn't really want to do it. I just feel like I honestly, personally feel like as much adversity as I've come across as a writer, I just really don't feel like if you really and bro, I'm a I've said it on this podcast before. I don't even like writing, and I still do it because why? Because I enjoy what it can do for my future. I enjoy the Aether universe. I want to see the Aether universe thrive. I don't even have to write it. I hate writing, but I want to see the Aether universe thrive. I have become a better writer despite the fact that I don't like writing.
Mm.
I have, and I ain't gonna say I mastered it because I still gotta go through and reread my books like 6 or 7 times. But I heard that was normal, so I'm gonna take that for what it is, and I'm gonna run with it. They say that's normal. That it's perfectly okay to do that as long as it gets done. But I do not like writing, but I love the Aether universe, and every bit of adversity that I've come across, y'all. Do y'all understand that I've gone to conventions and got my ass handed to me on multiple occasions, and I'm still talking about going back into those. Still talking about selling the book at the conventions. I have taken a job as a salesman to hone my sales skills so that I can transfer it into. Come on now, y'all. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some focus. It's gonna take some dedication. But everything that you do has to align with that one goal. Why? Why does it have to align with that one goal? Because we have to talk strategy. How much time we got left? I don't even remember what time we started.
We had the 50 mark, but we had some stops, so we probably could do another 10.
Okay. Um, I just want to do a strong finish. We're gonna get there, but so we need to leave something practical for the people.
Uh, a good thing to remember, always remember, um, like it's all a big learning process, and like Max said, you have to do things, you have to take this thing as a chessboard, not checkers. You're not just hopping over people to get to your main goal. You have to strategize. You have to uh, learn the tools at your disposal. Learn the tools at your disposal. What does that look like? Uh, Learn the people that are gonna help you move forward. Know the moves that you can make to move forward. Know the path that you have to take to move forward to your main goal. You know, this is a game of chess. Each piece has its own movement. Each piece has its own strategic path that it needs to take to either overtake or to conquer the king, which the king is the main goal. Uh, you have to learn all that. There's many different things you have to learn to get to that, and it's gonna take time. It's gonna take practice. It's gonna take many games, many losses to get there. But all those losses prepare you for the win that you're about to get at the end.
Facts. So we said a lot during this episode, right? I can break down my story, break down my process as much as I want. I feel like I've done that on another episode, so I'm not doing it again. Um, but like I said, we on this episode alone, we've said a lot. You know, we started with affirmations and we ended with the North Star. I just want to make that. I want to start there. Like we started with affirmations. We ended with the North Star. What's the North Star again? We talking about your goal, the end goal, or you will never reach the star, so you'll always be chasing it. So you should never end with your finish. You should not, you should always end with the beginning and or begin with the end in mind is what they told me. So in order to we're talking about strategy now. Because some of y'all don't y'all it may be too advanced for us to say something like focus on one thing. You may not know what that means. You may think, working your job and got your 15 other side hustles, you may think you're already focusing on one thing. Or you may think all those 15 side hustles are going into the same direction. They probably are. I'm not gonna tell you, they're not. I can tell you that I highly doubt it. Because 15 side hustles and you still working a job, that what are we doing here?
Right.
What are we doing here?
That alone says something.
So always start with your affirmations, man. And your affirmations, and as you're looking at your affirmations, always follow that North Star. What is that North Star? What is it that you always wanted to do? What is it that you're passionate about? Somebody told me the other day that they never got a job in something that they're passionate about, because jobs, they typically suck the passion out of you. I'm a personal testament to that right now. The job typically sucks the passion out of you, as it pertains to the things that you're passionate about. And I told the young man, I said, "Who said you got to get a job doing it?" Well, you were talking about. He was like, "Well, we're talking about making money," and I was like, "Okay." Nobody said you had to get a job doing it.
Fair.
Like straight up, like, follow your passion. Like whatever your passion is, like look at that North Star and say, all right, no matter what I got going on, this is where I am going. So when we talk about strategy, we can easily just go ahead and start walking, but you're gonna need some tools. You're gonna need to have some tools for the journey, because it's an RPG game. Some of y'all people that play the Pokemon card, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, we got to have strategy. It's not about laying the card down, putting it in attack mode, and you done. It's not that simple. You got trap cards, you got magic cards, you got trainer cards, you got all this other stuff that's going to keep you from actually attacking that opponent. You got some other things that's going to block you from doing that. Some of my sports fans, you got once you put a play in, you put a play in place, you take a play out of the playbook. X's and O's got to go in their routes. They got to go in their routes. You can't deviate from the plan. You got to stay focused on the plan. So what is that plan going to do? That plan is going to get us to that North Star. That plan is going to get us to get those life points out. That plan is going to keep us from giving away our life points to the opponent. That plan is going to get us to that field goal. We are talking about following the North Star. So what does that look like? All right. So start at your affirmations. Because some of y'all don't even have mentally, you don't even have what it takes to get to your plan. You got it. You got it locked in. I always wanted to do XYZ.
Yep.
When I retire, I'm going to do XYZ. When once I get some money, I'm going to do XYZ. But you can actually start right now. There's nothing stopping you but you. So let's start with the affirmations first. Take all of those negative things you think about yourself on a daily basis and reverse those things. Just reverse them. And the affirmations, though they're not going to be the thing that personally get you there, but you're going to have to put something in there. Say, if you say, I am a procrastinator, you're going to have to change that to I am a go-getter, because you're going to have to go get it. Because ain't nobody going to walk that path towards that North Star but you. Nobody is going to walk it but you. You can recruit people all you want to help push you along the way, but you're going to come to find that you're going to be the most impactful to that goal of making it to that North Star, because that is your goal. That is nobody else's goal. That is yours. It is nobody else's goal for the eighth of universe to become the best thing smoking, but mine's. I gotta walk that path.
Amen.
I got to do everything possible to turn myself into the type of person that's going to dominate that path.
And that's all it takes.
As long as you keep your eyes on your North Star, nothing can pull your focus away and move you into another direction. You keep your eyes on your North Star, your goals, man, and you will find that it's easier to focus on things. It's easier to do other things, because if you keep focusing on other things, right? And this is what happens. I should have thrown this in here a long time ago, because I just wanted to make sure this was very plain to people. If you're not focusing on your goals help you make other decisions in life. Your goals help you make decisions based on getting to that goal. So if you're following the North Star, you don't make a decision that takes you away from it. You make only decisions that's going to move you towards it. You got to have that direction in life, folks. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to get there. It doesn't happen by default. Somebody's not going to just come give you your goal and your dream, everything that you ever wanted in life. You're going to have to go get it. So let it guide you.
Amen. Alrighty. You got anything to announce?
Legacy of the Arcane and Flame is now on its last run, and I got people waiting on it now, so that feels kind of good.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm thinking about to put another pre-order up for it and get everybody involved and on TikTok, and start taking some examples from some other folks on there, man. And just making friends, and moving through the world the way I think it's good. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out along the way. But I got a message from somebody on TikTok the other day. I posted a video, and it was just long joint, and like in a nutshell, they said, I 100% support your journey. I see the things that you've been going through, and recognize your struggle as an author, and they said, I can't wait to tell people about your story when it comes out, and your personal story when you succeed.
Cool.
So
that's dope.
You start getting messages like that. It's like, okay, I know I'm going in the right direction. I'm like, I only got like 1,000 followers right now, so I ain't even at a pinnacle yet. Like, we still at a foothill.
I mean, that's baby steps. You still making that those strides forward to the big goal. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, direct yourselves to more episodes of the Dirty Trunk Podcast, because this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D.H.J. McMullen. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember that those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.